With all the beautiful trailers and hype surrounding Gotham Knights, many were under the impression that this game would release as nothing less than optimal. In regards to gameplay and of course graphics, seemed like a no-brainer, especially with the persona of next-gen consoles being perceived as perfect, so anything less than optimal performance was unacceptable to the community. And it was a shock to everyone who either already bought Gotham Knights or was planning to. But the question is it a deal breaker for you? Well, let's see, because I'm personally on a team of gamers who enjoy gameplay more than graphics, marginally at best. I cannot stand when gameplay is sacrificed so that an animation could look pretty. It's about the experience for me. I'm okay with a cutscene looking the best. And I come from an era of 007 GoldenEye, Siphon Filter, Soul Calibur. You know, games where the gameplay was so on point that graphics weren't paid attention to as much. And Gotham Knights gameplay looks like it's absolutely amazing. It's just that as years went by, we've gotten spoiled with graphics without really understanding the implications of why it may be 30 FPS on console in the first place. Not many understand what goes on behind the scenes of game development, budget requirements not being met, or not having enough time to reach the development deadline, therefore forcing things to be left out. But let's discuss the other end of the coin and how really there should be no excuse for a 30 FPS game in 2022. I get it. Really, we've come a long way and deserve to have a great looking game while maintaining high performance. So many other games are doing it and have done it, so why not this? CD Projekt Red did it after having a very rocky launch, but still able to pull it off on console, just to name one. But in fact, Gotham Knights is pushing the needle with the specs required to run at optimal performance. Check these out. On PCGamer.com, there's an article indicating the following. Gotham Knights system requirements are surprisingly demanding. You're going to need at least the RTX 2070 to play on high at 1080p. Ahead of its October 21st release, the Gotham Knights recommended system requirements are in, and they're pretty eye-opening. Minimum requirements dropped late last week, and now we know that if you want to play the co-op adventure on high settings with a smooth frame rate at 1080p, you're going to need at least the RTX 2070. You'll also need a CPU that's as good as or better than an i7-10700K or Ryzen 5 5600X. Don't get held up on other words and numbers because both of these are just above average but not too far from it. And the RAM requirements are 16 gigs, which is standard, I say. I'm not going to read the rest, but most of this is probably, if you're not a PC gamer, won't understand, so I'll just simplify it quickly. These specs are more than average for a PC build. You do not need this much to have a really good gaming PC to start. So clearly the devs here are going for the upper echelon of standard with Gotham Knights. And honestly, it's why 3 years ago, I decided to convert to PC gaming after building my first one. I've never looked back since. It was a little bit difficult leaving the culture of gaming I grew up on, but I had to join the master race. I never want to encounter problems like these where I may be forced into 30 FPS gaming. But think about it. With specs like these, how can one expect any console to compete with it? Inside a PC build, there are a few essential parts that make it able to run at its best. Parts that a console just doesn't have. First of all, I know you notice how hot a PlayStation or Xbox can run after long sessions. You can't cool that off. But PCs have a cooling system specifically for that, so it can guarantee to run smoothly. Water cooling is the most efficient. Then you have RAM. Upgradable too, and it's responsible for maintaining memory so the game won't crash due to everything happening all at once. Then you got a video card, you know, the RTX 2070 that they said was required minimally. It's what's allowing that 4K graphical performance. So many reasons why a console can't handle it, and that's just the reality. Now don't get me wrong, as I said before, it could be many other factors behind the scenes as to why it ended up this way, and who knows, maybe later on down the line there'll be an update for the purposes of optimizing the graphics so that it could one day run on 60 FPS. You never know. But at the end of the day, I ask you, is 30 FPS a deal breaker? Let me know down in the comments. I hope that I was able to offer some clarity or a different perspective regarding this. And if you found this video insightful in any way, I'd appreciate a like. Also, subscribe to my channel. This is the first of many Gotham Knights videos I'll be making, and I hope to see you in every one of them. I'll be grabbing this on PC the day it releases and can't wait to dive in and see what it's all about. I appreciate you listening to the end, and I'll catch you on my next video. Be right out.